What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Aydian here, and I am actually in West Hollywood, LA, and I'm here for LA Trans Pride, which is going on tonight, and then tomorrow is the big celebration, so I'm gonna get this video up today, so if you have time, tonight's sold out, which is so freaking awesome. I'm very excited about it. Tomorrow, I'm also having kind of like an open forum discussion about like body image and self-love being transgender, and that's gonna go on, I'm pretty sure, from 3 to 4 o'clock tomorrow, and also then we're gonna have a little reception. It's very free, it's open to anybody interested and anybody who is transgender under the umbrella or wants to be supportive. So if you're around in LA, come on down, meet me, meet your fellow LGBT friends, and let's hang out and celebrate Transgender Pride. So let's dive into the topic. As you could probably tell by the title of this video, I'm going to talk about steroid use in the trans masculine community. I have had this topic come up to me a couple of times this entire year, just about trans masculine people who are on hormones, abusing their hormones, and also taking other things like, you know, what our cis male counterparts would take to get big, I guess. So I've actually had a couple of people tell me not to make this video, which I thought was kind of interesting, but of course they have the right to their own opinion, and I have the right to my own opinion, and you guys have the right to your own opinion, even if we don't all agree, as long as we can respect each other's opinion and kind of try to see where the other person is coming from with their opinion or thought and analysis of that situation. And so when it comes to steroid use, I really could give two flying fucks if you decide to use steroids or not. I've never abused my hormones. You guys can even go back in this channel. I try to keep my testosterone level at a very healthy 500 to 600. That's kind of good for me. I've been on many doses of hormones as far as levels, mostly ranging from, you know, 1.0 of cc's bi-weekly to 0.5 cc's weekly, and now I'm actually at 0.4 cc's, which I have been at for the last year and a half or so, and I'm really enjoying it. I just got my lab work done, and I'm actually right in the 570s, so that's really good. I'm very, very happy about that. But what we see in the trans masculine community is this really hype on having a really great looking body, and I'm going to just put myself out there because I know that a part of my story, especially during the men's health era in 2015, was very, very much about fitness, and I am still a fitness lover, but I've also really learned what trauma and like what struggle I went through during that period of men's health, and learning that like what I see in the mirror should not reflect how I feel inside, and it definitely shouldn't make me feel like, you know, if I have a six-pack, I'm a great human being, and if I don't have a six-pack, I'm a terrible human being, okay? Because it's just not true. And I've expressed this in past videos, too, that I want to say that I know that I put out pictures of, you know, this was me at this weight, and this is me at this weight, and look at my six-pack here, or look at this here, but I try my best not to do that anymore. Now, of course, you're gonna see pictures of me with my shirt off. I mean, look at me now. I'm wearing this shirt that's like completely open and everything. I have shirts of top surgery. I have videos of top surgery with my shirt off completely. I'm not acting like I don't care about how I look, because I think that would just be a blatant lie. I think everybody cares about how they look. If you really didn't care how you look, then you probably wouldn't have any style, fashion, and never care much about hygiene, except for like if you care about the smell of yourself. So, what I'm trying to say here is steroid use is in our community. We do have access to hormones that our cis male counterparts do use, those exact same hormones and other hormones to get big, and they are considered steroids. When you abuse your testosterone, you are taking steroids from that part on. I mean, technically, testosterone is a kind of steroid, right? It's under the realm of steroids. And see, I don't really care if you take steroids. I really don't. What I care about is when our youth, our trans-masculine youth, look up to people in our community that are possibly using steroids. Again, it's not my intention to call anyone out. I really don't care if you use steroids. What I care about is when our youth see people using steroids and then they want to look like that, when they'll never look like that unless they start to use steroids. That's what I don't like. If you are into using steroids, if you want to get jacked and huge and be really strong, that's your own prerogative. And I don't have a problem with it, but what I have a problem is when you posting pictures all over the place and, you know, possibly doing some type of like advising on working out and stuff like that, and you're taking steroids, which is just not sending a really good message. In all honesty, it feels like you are teaching people how to hit baseballs, and you're a really awesome hitter, right? But your bat is corked, so of course you're going to hit balls way further than everyone else, and of course people are going to come to you and be like, oh my god, how do I hit a baseball that freaking far? You hit balls all day long, you home runs all day. Yeah, because their bat is corked, and that's why they're so good at what other people are not as good at. I mean, okay, look at me. You can look at pictures all the way back. I haven't really grown much, right? Like, my muscle mass is pretty much the same. If anything, I've gotten a lot more conditioning, which would be like the striations and like really seeing the muscle and the maturity of the muscle. But I am not that big. I'm not that big. I'm really not. And I know some of you are shaking your head like, yeah, you're really not. And some of you are shaking your head like, no, you're pretty big. So I get it, right? It's eye of the beholder, right? Beauty is in the eye, and so is strength and being big. But what I'm saying is, like, if I was abusing some type of steroid, or if I was rather abusing my hormones and maybe taking double, maybe I was taking 1 cc every week, not according to my doctor, right? Then I would definitely be bigger. If I was taking more hormones, I would definitely be bigger because I would jump over that hormone replacement therapy to steroid. Alright, so I'm sitting here editing this video, eating some hummus, and I got to this point, and I just want to say that just like you can get very big by putting in a lot of hard work. I don't want to discredit anybody who has naturally gotten lots of muscle and lots of strength, and they are not abusing anything except for they are just doing what they need to do by sleeping right, eating right, and hitting the weights correctly. So I just want to throw that out there, that, you know, that is a possibility. You can't just necessarily look at someone and say that they're on steroids. Just want to not discredit anybody who has worked their tail off to get big, because it is possible. Just, you know, it's a lot of fun work. And so I have learned so much of what I do is reflected by the youth. And I don't want to be that guy for the youth. And I know that we all go through times and we waver back and forth, but that's not me, and I don't want it to be me. And I want to share my story more in depth as I get more comfortable, as I heal more with my body and my journey to fitness and health and all that stuff. I want to share these things with you. And one of the things that I've shared in the past and I'm trying to share in this video is that, like, yeah, I have definitely portrayed that your body image is important to your self-worth. But what I'm trying to not portray any longer is that exact message, because for me, I've learned that it doesn't like, your body image does not equal your self-worth. If anything, I'm having a really hard time with my relationship with food, to reflect my body image, and my body image reflecting my workouts and all this stuff, and just how I feel internally. And for me, it's reflected for me when I see other people. And I'm not going to use any trans men in this because, again, I don't know if any of these trans men are actually using steroids. I've literally gotten like a few emails, I've had some people whisper in my ears some things, and I'm not a big gossip guy, like, I'm really not. I definitely am not going to just go saying names or repeating things that I hear because I don't know that they're true. But what I do know is that the youth look up to us, and the youth are watching these videos, and they're looking at these Instagram accounts, and they want help to look like us. And I don't want anyone to look like me. I don't. but I also know that, hey, there's people I look up to that I want to look like, or I want to resemble. Nako Bear and Medicine for the People is an amazing band, and he has a line in there that says, all these, I'm going to butcher the line, but it's something about the fact that, like, all these people that he wants to be exactly like in his own way. And so that's what I want us to remember, is that these youth are looking at us and they're going to replicate us. And we need to make sure that if they want to replicate us, they're doing it in their own way. You can look at me and you can see different things, snapshots of my life, and say, I want this, I want that, I want this. That's okay. Those are things to aspire to, but you're never ever going to be me, and I'm never going to be you, and I'm never going to be the guy or girl that I look up to, right? Because we're going to live our own story. And so we can take different things from different people, apply them to ourselves, and grow and mature and get our own beautiful, amazing, magical ending, right? But what hurts me is when I see our youth talking about people a lot, and these people are speculated to be on to be abusing their hormones, which in turn will be on steroids. That hurts me. I don't want to put out false images. I don't. I just really don't. And I feel for our youth. I really do. Like, if there is one point and piece of our trans world, it's the youth. And I know everyone says that, right? Oh, it's the youth. But it really, really is for me. I give out binders to youth. I give out free stuff to youth. I love to meet youth and talk with youth. Of course, I run out of space right in the middle of my shablangle. Shablangle, you like that? So, point of what I'm trying to say. Be cautious of anybody you follow. I'm not perfect. And if you think I am, stop. Stop thinking it, okay? Be aware of people you follow. Make sure that you're living with integrity and you're following people that are doing their best to live with integrity. That's my message in this video. I literally, I say that I don't give two fucks about people using hormones and abusing them and making them, our hormones, into steroids. I guess I'm kind of lying, because I do kind of care. I don't care what you do to your body. It's your choice. What I care is the message you're sending out and the message you're portraying, which is not something I want to be spreading to our youth. I don't think a 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old, 22-year-old needs to be abusing their hormones and using them as steroids in order to get big. You can even look at a lot of videos online. Even if you are cool with steroids and you want to use them, they don't suggest using them until you are in your later 20s. So I don't, I've had my heart broken by looking up to guys and then I find out they're on steroids. And I'm heartbroken because they never said they were on steroids, or they would say that they're not on steroids when they clearly are, okay? And that just feels like no integrity. No integrity. And integrity is really important for me. So if it's important to you, just be aware of who you're following. That's all I'm gonna say. Steroid use is in our community. It is in a lot of communities, but it definitely is in our community. And I just want to put that out there for you all to be aware. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, I'm gonna go get ready and dolled up for the event tonight. I'm very much looking forward to it, and I hope that you guys are all having a great Pride Month, and I'll catch you in the next video on Monday.